Man, we got that Hype-a-thon tomorrow. How am I going to explain my channel? Whew.
It's not even 100. Not even 100. Oh, yeah, this one. There it is. You taking a picture?
I'm videotaping it.
Boy, come on. Boy, come on here. Video it.
Look, I'm going to screenshot it later.
Okay.
Y'all live, bro. Always.
Welcome to my channel and cue the intro. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the starting at the crack of dawn. Well, my name is Can't Stop Walking But Love Mowing and Cruising. That's my channel. And what am I here for? Okay, let's see. I got a list here, so we're gonna start here. Married trucker, learning to live, love, laugh, and enjoy life. Let's see how hard that is going to be. Well, my channel is about healing. It's about having fun, and it's about living your life. About 8 years, 6 months, I almost lost my life. And I remember one of the things I had said to God was, Lord, I just want to live. I just want to do something. I've never done anything. And boy, he made sure he put certain people in my life to get that part of it, that part of it into fruition. Okay, the reason I put poor life choices. I literally yesterday felt unadulteratedly, I'm using big words here, ashamed of myself yesterday because on my YouTube page it says Can't Stop Walking. Well, I was put to the task yesterday. Me and my wife, how we met, our first date was actually walking up Stone Mountain. And I had this bright idea to recreate that date. And a buddy of mine, he said, well, why don't y'all come walking with us? And she was all excited because I told him, what that had entailed. And I felt ashamed of myself because I should have been somewhat halfway in shape. And that walk tore me a new one. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. We went to this park out in the middle of nowhere and to celebrate our anniversary because that's what, when we first met. This part of it is, everybody talks about love languages. One thing I learned about my wife is she loves to walk, period, point blank, period. Especially if I go with her, she's tickled pink. And I appreciate it. I love being with her anyway. So there was no discord, difference, anything like that, in the situation. But we we literally um we literally went walking up a daggone mountain. you know, when it tells you the difficulty of the walking course, you would think, since it's our first time over there, we'd be walking at that level, right? No. This man took us that level. It literally says, I was looking for it before I came out here. I was looking for it on the chart that the difficulty was going like this, and tapering off at the top, then going then back down. I was like, what in Sam Hill what in Sam Hill did I get myself into? Oh, Lord Jesus. And they just sat there laughing and laughing, and we was huffing and puffing. But don't get me wrong, I had a really good time. But some of these areas it looked like a goat path. It literally looked like a freaking goat path where we was walking, But it was an experience, because it seemed like when you looked, you said, okay, we got to go there. And you think you'd be looking, your head was right here. No, you was like, we got to go that way. OMG. And I was telling my wife, hey, don't go crazy, because because I don't feel like carrying you out of here, and it turns out I thought they were gonna have to carry me out of there. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that to admit that I need to get back into my training and back to my walking, and that part of this channel, which is Can't Stop Walking. We know the reason I can't stop walking is because the missus, which is she's upstairs. Whoo, the experience, unfreaking believable. All right. We got to this one point where, and I have it on video, because they were like, hey, stop here. You can get a YouTube video right there. And then, you want to go up there? It was like this, something out of, a movie, where the people that, hey, let's go look in that dark cave. Really? Not me, brother. Not me, brother. And I promise you. And they were like, well, let's go. Come on. Nope. I'm going, I'm going to keep walking this way. But I still had fun. It sounds like I'm whining. And yes, I am. Because, like, I can't feel my feet right now. But it was an experience, and that's part of this channel. You wonder, when you say prayers to God above, is he really listening? And he puts friends in your life, loved ones in your life, and these people in your life to help you to live your life. I should have knew better when I went with my buddy to this freaking mountainside cliff and walking along that. Oh yeah, you want to go down? No, I want to go home. I want to go home. But it was another adventure that I could put on my cap to say that I did it. What I'm going to do when I get back on the road back to work, I'm going to start walking the parking lot. I got to get in shape, because these people gonna kill me. They're gonna freaking kill me. Okay, I got to get out there. All right. But oh, now top this off. We walking along the path. My buddy Charles, his son, is looking. He's looking down. Hey, Dad, there's a something along this path has been going to the bathroom, and he's seeing stuff in the what, like teeth and hair and stuff. And I'm like, y'all got me out here walking past the chupacabra. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm trying to act all manly right now, but it wasn't working too well. And then we walked a little further, and I spotted one. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But it was an experience, and sometimes, in those certain parks, it ain't like the regular park that me and my wife walk is in the middle of middle of town with a little walking path and you straight and everything else. No. This is the real McCoy. You be wondering, them people they get out there and they get lost and wonder how do you get lost? It's real easy. But this place it had for each path, every couple of trees, it had a certain color, like a yellow, an orange, or a red, and you got to get out there and just got to be aware of your surroundings and look, and you'll see. It's like it'll say yellow this way, orange this way, blue that way, and then they said the white went all the way around the daggone place. Well, we went an average, I think it was like literally 6.59 miles or 49 miles. And I felt every bit of that. It was worse going downhill. I almost bit the dust a few times. Charles' son grabbed me. I had a walking stick and I fell forward and he grabbed the stick. And, thank God that it got, he caught me. Thank goodness. You know what I mean? Let's see. So, but back to the story at hand. But I am blessed to say that, through everything that I've been through in my life, that it's culminated to this point. I've never been more happy. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm really happy complaining that I have something to talk about like this, where other people don't, and they, sit on their butt. Most truck drivers you find got bigger boobs than I do, a gut that comes out to, right about here, and they're waddling around. When you have people in your life that keeps you going, that helps you, because it makes you say, well, you know what, I better get my act together, and I better come correct. What I forgot to say is I welcome everybody into the chat, and welcome everybody into the remix. I apologize for that, but this is kind of overwhelming. It's early in the morning, but one of the other things that I've been doing is a morning chat Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. Look, well, thank God, as you guys can see, I'm sitting outside. I'm sitting in the front of my garage, and it figures, one of the motion light went out. Ain't that crazy? But I still got light. What I wanted to do was to have, yeah, you're right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But the fact is, when you're going through it, you're wondering, When am I gonna be stronger? I can say 8 years later, I'm very, very strong. I can be weak around my friends because they pick me up and put me, back in the position where I am. And I thank God that he knows how to answer prayers. Y'all, excuse me for a second. I'm gonna walk and get this daggone the motion detector light went on. There it is. Much better. When you have those type of people that will come in, set you straight, put you on the right path, and then you can stay on that path. You know what I mean? One of the other things we do here. Okay. That is one of my segments of my morning talk, Stinky Booty Confessions. Guys, being a truck driver is not the easiest thing in the world, and you can always tell the new drivers because they're always at the truck stops showering and washing their behind. A lot of us got to get down the road, and I remember Dre Lachey, she was dating a truck. She's dating a trucker, and she said the same thing. She's all excited for about 30 or 40 minutes, but then reality kicked in. She was like, "Hey, are we gonna stop? Are we gonna stop and take a shower?" He's well, honey, we got to keep moving. We'll probably get one tomorrow or the day after. And she was going, "What?" She said, "What?" And one of the things that I've been doing for the last couple of days, I've literally been spending, what's going to kill me, the water bill, like 20, 30, 40 minutes in the shower, scrubbing everything. Getting the funk out of every orifice that a person can have on their body. I think once my channel grows, I'm going to get a shirt, and on the back of it says, "Don't be a stinky booty." Oh yeah, don't be a stinky booty. But that's a part of it. All right, what I wanted to do, I don't know. That's we talk about the walking part of my channel. The reason I'm in my garage, out in my garage, this is my, as you can see back here, this is my bat cave. I don't know if you can see it, but that wall right there is my cruise ship, all the stuff that buying on the cruise ship. That right there is my Husqvarna, because I have a Husqvarna, and on the other side I have a John Deere tractor. Show you something here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me take one thing now so I can show you. Okay. Point that away and down. You see this big behemoth right here. It's by Ryan Green Airs 24 core aerator. You see how big this thing is? By the length, that's how long it is. I just had the tires. I had the tires repaired. Got the engine going, and down here they took the tines off. Now I know why they took the daggone tines off of that thing. It's because The tine and the tine holders are expensive as all get out. I also have to. I got it moving. I'm gonna be doing a video. I was driving it all around the my front lawn. The hydraulics is out on it. I'm gonna have to get that repaired. If I can't get it repaired because they don't make this stuff anymore, if I can't get it repaired, I'm gonna have to take the tines and the holder. The tines, the little pointy things that go into the ground. I'm gonna have to take them all off one at a time every time I move it off the lawn. And that's no big deal because originally this thing brand new was about 10 grand. And I'm not gonna tell you how much I paid for it, but I paid 10 grand. I didn't even pay $1,000. I didn't pay 500 either. But it's something that they make for golf courses. Okay. These guys back here. This one right here is my John Deere 220 E-Cut Hybrid, my Toro 1000 greens mower, my Husqvarna 42-inch, my John Deere W36R. Now that sucker, these two, the Husqvarna and John Deere, these guys are beasts. And then I got a regular Toro mower over there. And behind these chairs right here, I have a Ryobi electronic battery power. I have a Ryobi battery powered mower. I thought I'd try to get into the battery powered age, but you wonder, well, why this guy got all these freaking lawnmowers? Well, I'm mid-50s. My first marriage was horrible. And I never really owned anything. That's why I said, this channel is about healing. I never really owned anything that was mine. And when I first started cutting the grass, it was a chore. But then I found that it was very enjoyable to see something grow. And a lot of times I did it wrong and killed it off. That's another story. But, yes, this is my home, but it's my queen, her home even more. So I like the fact that I am beautifying somewhere where she is living, The fun part about this is the learning. If you look in this whole garage, this 8 years ago, this garage started with nothing in it. Every time that I needed to do some type of repair here in Georgia, some type of repair, you couldn't even with a gun get someone to come out here and do what you need to get done. Thank God for YouTube. I learned on YouTube how to replace windows. I learned on YouTube how to fix a retaining wall. I learned on YouTube the wrong grass to grow and when to grow it. I learned on YouTube how to trim. I learned on YouTube, how to change a wall socket. I learned on YouTube how to put what are these spotlights up. Trying to get someone to come out here is an experience in itself. And I live, in a decent area. I live in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Just live in a decent area, but trying to get someone to come out here, it's like pulling freaking teeth, But I'm not complaining because I turned something that was aggravating at first into something that's fun. And now it's actually become addicting. I got tomorrow, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna be repairing the fence on the other side of the yard where, around my AC. It's been rotted out for years. My home, this used to be a rental. So, just keeping up with just the basics has been an experience in itself. But again, when you start turning something that's a negative into a positive, you make yourself feel, you don't make it so hard to do. Because you could imagine, anybody normally, I'm out on the road, you know, for weeks at a time. When I come home, I got to make up for that, to do this, spend time with the wife, sleep, get out. But it has its purpose. What I mean by that? Everything has its purpose. When you live your life doing it for the positive, you don't have room for the negative. You just don't. And when you keep the positive, that negative, positive and negative, they don't mix. But it keeps you in the position to help inside, like right here and here, you know. Um, I'll eventually get my yard the way it is, and I'm happy about that. I'm good with that. You know, when you get yourself to the point of not complaining, not doing, but doing because you want to do, and doing because you get excited for doing it. Unbelievable how the unbelievable how things transpire and come to you and for you and won't ever be against you. I could have just, you know, got on here and said, "Hey, welcome to my channel." But I got excited. I was up, thank God, because if you see, you'll see my setup. I'll do a little short on it. I've got, this is my first live with my no, not, I think my second live with my laptop, but my Wi-Fi is on the other side of the house. So I had to buy an extension. I got it going all the way across the floor into the kitchen so we could have this, we could have this entertainment. We could have these comments, have the so I didn't go out on you guys. You know what I mean? You know? Also, I forgot to say, if you look all the way at the top, I think I posted the next person's link. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really great with this. We still figuring this out. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to get it. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing. Doing these lives, I thank you for the group of well blessed individuals that allowed me and other YouTube content creators to come on here and sell you our channel and sell you each other's channel. We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming. I appreciate you coming, because most folks aren't up this time. Most folks aren't up this time. This is when I get up to drive an 18-wheeler. So I'm good with it. I enjoy it. The fun part about it. Appreciate you showing support. But let's talk about this. I got another setup. If you look here, well, actually, it's out. It's on the side of. I have a whole board. Because now we're going to talk about cruising. I've heard a lot of folks on here. We've got a lot of folks. We got cruise channels on, in this big major group, but you guys don't realize how easy it is to cruise, how inexpensive it is to cruise, how right now I have 3 cruises set up. 3. I'm leaving next month in March. I've been waiting 3 years for that one, but that's all right. My next cruise after that is July of next year. I need to start paying on that right now, but I've been dealing with other things. I'm going to do some of my tax check, and then the next cruise after that is the following January of that year. We're going to do like a cruising, through New Year's. It's going to be a New Year's cruise. But first thing, I'm going to talk about 10 things. Do your research. What boat you want to go on, what ship you want to go on. The cheaper rooms are what we call the inside cabins. They're the cheapest rooms. The lower decks are even cheaper. When you first start cruising, and normally when you do cruise, you're really not going to be in your room. The platinum, like Armstrong Adventures, I think he's platinum or diamond. I think the man's the highest one of all of them. If you got any questions about cruising, ask that man, especially with Carnival. I met him in the casino. Normally, casino players have a credit on their screen. I was at 100, and I spent a good bit of money to get to 100. Armstrong Adventures, I'm not trying to call him out, but he had a credit of 1,000. Said that man he'd be working it. He had $1,000 credit, and he was sitting in the casino because he knows all the quirks of being on a boat, where sitting at the slot machines, you can get a free alcoholic beverage. Do you see what I'm saying? So my man was sitting there waiting for his drink. He just tapped it he tapped the thing every maybe 4 or 5 minutes. While my wife was sitting there going, she was just hitting that button and watching my money disappear. I'm like, yo, babe, what happened? I guess I didn't win. I'm like, oh boy. But back to number one. Plan your research. You can pay it all up front. A lot of times you have boats that you can get on that you pay almost $200 to $300 a person. You'd be on a cruise for $600. Less than that. You could do they have cruises that are 2 or 3 days. You got people, you got some of y'all that live in the Carolinas. They have a cruise ship. Carnival cruise ship goes out of the Carolinas. You could do a 3-day cruise to Bermuda and back. And all you got to do is pay the port fees or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like us old school folks. Y'all remember layaway? It's like a layaway. You put 200, or sometimes they have a deal. You just have $50 a person. It could be $100, $200 a person. Not per person, but for the room. You got 2 people in the room. Some of those rooms you can have. It has a pull-out bed, so you can bring your kids, and y'all all be in one room. Then you could just make monthly payments. You pay here, pay there. The ships that I've been on, not but the last 2, I made payments, $50 here, $100 there, $25 here, and next thing you know, we're cruising. Do you see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you on the boat. Know your boat itineraries. New folks, it'll say the Eastern Caribbean, Southern Caribbean, the Caribbean period. Know where you're going. A lot of these places, there really ain't nothing there. The hurricanes for the last 10 years don't wipe them out. Like Grand Turks. If you can ever go on a cruise, you go to Grand Turks, there ain't nothing there. Don't pay 100 and some change for some, shore excursion, you're gonna drive around. They're gonna say, "Well, that was there, but the hurricane in 1985 blew it away. That was there, but the storm of 2022 knocked that one out." Okay, whatever. But Grand Turks, they got a place where there's a bar, because pool, and the place, the DJs giving out shots and all kind of crazy stuff. It's an experience, but you can have and enjoy yourself and have fun. All right. Now, number 2, coordinate. What I mean by coordinate, figure out how you get into the boat. A lot of us live on the East Coast. We have some folks that are on the West Coast. West Coast is the same thing. Figure out how you're going to get to the boat. We normally we drive. I live in Georgia, so we drive down to Miami. We're going to be, this boat, we're going to be going out of Port Canaveral, which is a lot less. So we're going to be leaving midnight on that Friday to get there Saturday. I really don't like to do that, but my buddy's driving. No biggie. He drives like a demon, so we good. You know what I mean? But coordinate. Know where you're going to stop to get your foods and your snacks and stuff like that. A lot of times when you go on these ships, you want to get there a day ahead of time, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't. And it's always good to be there a day ahead of time so you don't miss the ship. Because once they go your money with it, unless you have insurance. You can pay insurance to cruise. And because COVID's still around, I got that insurance. I pay that insurance all the time. All right. 3. You got to learn. You got to pack. Now you got 2 choices. I don't know if any of y'all seen Coming to America. With you see it, they got like 13 suitcases. And every time I say it, every time when we go, I say, yeah, I ain't throwing you on the bus. And my boy, he's on there. I ain't throwing you on the bus. He finally showed up. I'm saying that with love. When you show up, I pack for everything. My wife says you need to have 3 outfits a day. Hey, Charles will tell you, he's in the chat. You want to have at least 15 pair of underwear, because you're gonna be changing. It's an experience to behold. You overpack and you just got everything. Half the time I bring my whole dress and say I'm never doing this again, and I do it again. We have the experienced cruisers who just bring the basics, and they good with it. You be in formal night, everybody's black tie and tail, and you got one guy that's got one of them black tie and tail t-shirts and Bermuda shorts. Hey, but whatever, you know what I mean? I think I already said the road. Yeah, I did say the road trip. Number 4 is travel. How you going to get there? I said normally we drive, but a lot of people fly. My best friend's getting married in April. He's flying down. I told him, make sure you fly down the day before, because you don't know what's going to happen with these ships. You don't know what's going to happen with the flight schedule. You could miss your ship. So coordinate that, the travel. The morning of, a lot of times when we're coming out of Miami, I have a certain hotel that we book. Just we get there the day before, and that's where I like, because you wake up in the morning and you can see the boats. You can see the boats. You can see the Scarlet. You could see Royal Caribbean. You could see what's the Carnival. You could see Norwegian. You actually see all the boats, and now you're getting excited. Get there early. A lot of these places they tell you, don't come before your time. Get there early. They've got a lot of not tour buses, but a lot of shuttles that can get you over there. You can park there, but a lot of times we set up our parking before. There's places that you can pay for the whole week. We set that up months ahead of time. That's going to help you in the long run. This is number 6 is my wife's favorites, is the Bon Voyage party. You know what I mean? You're right. We have to carry the bags and they just carry the pocketbooks. But see, here's the thing. When you overpack in a lot of these islands, they have duty free where you can buy a lot of your alcoholic beverages and stuff like that. I literally have a bar that's got dust on it. I just, I buy them, because the bottles look nice. And every once in a while, I'll take a little sip of something, but that's my little keepsake. But you're carrying all this liquor back with you. So if your bags are packed, now you're carrying all this liquor, you're struggling. You should see, I'm gonna do a YouTube video with a GoPro on my head, and you can hear me grunting and struggling how to get back, get off this ship and get to the car. Again, back to number 6, which is my wife's favorite. All these boats have it's called a sail away party. They go through all the music, and you get to act the complete fool and dance and do the whole 9 yards. My wife says learn the line dances, which is the Macarena and all this other stuff, but I usually just sit back and enjoy and relax. One of the things is they're always going to offer you the drink package. Now, most people try to do the drink package, but unless you're a certified unadulterated alcoholic, leave it alone, because you're going to end up hurting yourself. You're allowed to have 15 alcoholic drinks per day. And if you ever wonder why you see on Carnival, all these fights break out, because that's people trying to have 15 alcoholic drinks per day. Unfreaking believable. That's too much. The fact is, you have to make that choice. Do you want to get tipsy and lit, or do you want to stuff your face? Because you got all this stuff to choose from: the food and more food and overpriced alcoholic beverages, or food. When I say the drink package, think about some of these people. Okay. When I say watch out for the alcohol drink packages, y'all remember that it was in the news not that far back. The guy fell overboard. They said he was lit. Think about it. When you that lit and you can't stand up, and the man wakes up in the middle of the night and he's in the ocean. I mean, I'm not accusing him, but when you got that lit, you fall over like that, you don't need the alcohol. You don't need the drink package. You need AA. That's ridiculous. All right. Now, on these boats, they have number 7, daily activities, casinos. How everybody think they're going to win. The house always wins. Trust and believe that. The house always wins. Some folks do. Like my man Armstrong, he had $1,000 in credits. he be picking them. Next time I get on the boat with him, I'm finding out which slot machines my man be playing. They have the nightclub, lounges, games. They had all kind of games that participate in other ways to get your money. You know what I mean? But it's not bad. It's fun. It's enjoyable. He was on top. God. They got nightclubs, comedy. The thing I got a problem with the comedy, they have the family comedy clubs, and then they have the adult comedy clubs. Guys, can y'all tell me what cruise ship did mom and dad are bringing their kids to the comedy club? I mean, no. What, like, you go out to dinner and go to the club. What clubs bring their kids with them? I guess that gray or whatever in me, that just annoys me. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. Most carnival ships have a Cuban dance club. It's called the Havana Club. So if you want to hear Cuban music, and they always have live Cubans, not live Cubans, but live Cuban music. And they only have Cuban drinks in there. We tried to get like regular drinks, and they they tried to I'm looking at the chat. They tried to we went in there, and Charles, who's in the chat, I wanted to order a blue mother effer. That's what it's called. The guy didn't know what the heck it was when he said to me, but he went up there and he explained it. It wasn't blue, but it was the same thing. It is what it is. Yeah. And they also have sports clubs. They have stuff for military, military families. That was and is a little, get you a little emotional, when you do that. The island visits. This is where my phobia comes in. I need to personally see that daggone boat. Charles and them, they like to just go on. There'll be a taxi cab driver. Hey, take us over here. My first cruise was with him, his wife, and my newlywed. We drove to the other side of this freaking island. I didn't say we got lost. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but we drove the other side of this island through towboats with armed guards. This guy standing there with a gun. I'm like, what did these people get me into? And we sitting here cracking up. Those are the experiences that God puts in my life to say, okay, you want to live? I know somebody that'll show you how to live. My man in the chat is the one that's the one I be talking about when I be telling you all these crazy stories of us ziplining 55 miles an hour after a snowstorm, almost 1,000 feet in the freaking air. They on the thing it says 700. That was over 1,000 feet. I'm so happy I took my glasses off because I had to change my diaper. I'm not kidding. But if you're new to cruising, the cruise ships have shore excursions that you pay for through the cruise ship. If that excursion breaks down, the boat will wait for you. The boat won't wait for you if you in Enrique's taxi. They ain't gonna wait for that one. But the boat will wait for you if you are on a ship-sponsored shore excursion, which is actually more money, Yeah, but yeah. You know what? He says, yeah, but I went first. You know why? Because if I didn't go first on that zip line, I wasn't going. And there was one time, I tell on the last story, there was one time I went and I was done. We were at the top of the mountain. My legs were shaking. I think I dropped something in my drawers, and my wife came in ziplining backwards, and I said I can't chicken out if my wife is gangster like this. So I kept on going. I ain't said nothing. I was scared to death. But back to the island, number 8, number 9. These ships have it's like a dress up time right before you go to dinner. You can dress up in your suit, tie, whatever, and they have certain areas where you could take pictures. I done got cheap. Y'all see a few of them where it says the carnival isn't across my face. It's right down here. I screenshot that and I made a picture of that. But you can do layouts and all kind of stuff. It's really fun. Try to get 1 or 2 pictures per per cruise. 3 cruises back, I didn't know we had a daggone we had a what do you call that? A shoot. I didn't know that, but I fell in love with it and bought it. That was like $1,700. It was a professional shoot. I'm still paying for it. I'll make a picture. I got it on, and it was big picture of me and my wife, but that daggone big, and video and all the whole 9 yards. This is really good. I really enjoyed it. And that's why, like when I said back about packing, you coming into your own. So you want to make sure you bring everything. So you literally say, coming to America, you're dressing for that reason. You're dressing to have that much stuff out there. That's what you're doing. You're taking everything. You have 5 or 6 pairs of shoes, 10 pairs of, you got a suitcase for your shoes and your sneakers, 10 pairs of sneakers that match every shirt or whatever. But it's relaxing. That's number 10. Just have fun, relaxing, doing you, enjoying everything and the people around you. The only problem with the number 10 is the night before when you come back, you're so freaking depressed because you got to go back to the real world. And the other thing is, if you ever decide to take a cruise, know that most cruise lines put an automatic tip on your bill for a certain amount of money per day for your room stewards, your waiters, waitresses, all the drinks that you buy. You'll find there's an automatic tip on there. Don't be a cheapskate. I'm saying that save up for these things. You ball out, give these people a tip. They deserve it. They work 12, 13 hours a day. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. They work long hours. And, we say fat, lazy Americans, be nice to these folks because they take care of you, especially when you tip. I try to tip a little bit extra. My room steward, $50, $50 to $75 for the week, cash, give it to them straight. And then we try to, give the waiters at the table, the same people, we try to give them, something extra, say, hey, thank you. What you go through is, we know that you're working hard to send your money back home to certain countries to support your family. And you're working every day for 6 or 7 months. And then you come back and you do it all over again. It's something where you want to be able to do and give back too, because these people COVID left them destitute for months, in almost, not months, but like a year and a half. That's why I say like this. I say, and I give thanks to God for blessing me to have friends in my life that I appreciate, and hopefully they appreciate me. I have been blessed to have a wonderful woman. We celebrated, six years of marriage. It's gone so quick. We've been together 8. I wouldn't be. Look, this right here, laptop. Aha! I set my clock to let me know when it's time to start winding down. Guys, just know that you appreciate it. I thank you for coming by. If you look at the bottom, it says thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe, like. Let's grow together. If I don't know, I haven't been looking at the chat. I wanted to look you guys dead in the eye. If you guys are not friends yet, become friends. We're going through this for 24 hours to grow our channels, to connect with people that haven't connected before. Thanks, Miss T with the T, Big Rooster, African Dreaming, Weightlifting Geek. You guys are all right in my book. You know what I mean? Hey, have y'all noticed? No bandana. No bandana today. Isn't that crazy? It's always a first. It's always a first. Yeah, 11701. That's our hometown. If you guys are up Monday through Friday, talk about this, that, and the other, while I'm driving, we try to keep it, I try to keep it as clean as possible. And, when the guys, y'all help me stay awake, I could be doing other stuff, but the other stuff I don't need to be doing. I'd rather, like I'm doing now, I keep my eyes straight on the road, have my phone over here, turn it on, and then just start talking. Most of you folks, a lot of y'all, yeah, I'm addicted to my lawnmowers and trying to get my yard taken care of, but be thankful. Like, we've got homesteaders, guys that y'all, making plants, and like my man Mike's Chaotic Garden. Thanks, bro. I'm learning stuff. I was wondering what that stupid bug was in my kitchen with that little that Miss V's in the house. You want to learn something about YouTube? She's your lady. You know what I mean? The other folks, Big Rooster, they'll come on. They'll join your live. They'll talk with you. They'll teach you stuff. Weightlifting Geek, he's all mellow. This is how you do this. This is how we do it, y'all. I'm sorry, man. And then Miss T, she had that. She don't realize that cafe, that Bustelo, that's that Cuban coffee. That's that Cuban coffee they put in them little. If you go down to Miami and they put that much sugar in that shot glass and they pour the coffee, the shots of coffee in there, the condensed, and they mix it and put a little bit of cream. That's what Miss T be drinking in the morning. That's why you see she's just all perky and all over the place. That's some strong behind coffee. That ain't regular coffee. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Hey, and look for my man ATM Tim. I'll go all the way to the top of the thing. Hopefully I put his thing in there. But again, I'm gonna close out with this. If y'all don't think nobody loves you, God loves you. And I love you too. And if you don't remember anything else, just know that you're well appreciated. And you guys keep going. Let's just keep this going and going and going all day. You know, cheer the next person on and say thank you. Because right now, I'm gonna get me a shot of something. Then I'm going back to bed. You know, peace out and God bless. Enjoy the next one.